Hi guys, welcome to, I'm not even sure what day it is. I think it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I'm not sure how long I've been in isolation, or I guess self-isolation. This is an incredible time that we are all going through in life. And my mission is to help as many people as I possibly can. And I want to thank you all for subscribing, for supporting me, and for just helping me get this message out to more and more people. So, as most of you know, I have been involved in the health and wellness and fitness and nutrition industry for over 30 years. It goes way back to when I left high school. I went to St. Mary's University and I took a nutrition course while I was there, and the bug bit me. I was in. Now, that time at university, I was 6 feet tall and 150 pounds. I was a tiny little waif of a human, but I was an athlete. I was very active, and I was an athlete, and I just thought that it was probably time for me to start working out with weights. Now, in high school, one of my former teachers, Mr. Harris, an incredible teacher, and he was a big influence on me in getting into the gym in grade 12. And because I think I was 140 pounds at that point. But when I went to university, bulked up to 150, huge, started lifting weights, took a nutrition course, the bug bit me. And I was kind of obsessed from that moment on. I started researching, I started studying daily about nutrition and how nutrition can, and I was my own guinea pig. I started experimenting with different kinds of foods. I started experimenting with different calorie counts. I was taking different kinds of supplements and things like that. And eventually I got into the world of bodybuilding. And it was possibly the best thing that I ever did in my life. My coach at the time, Tijan LeBlanc, was a huge influence on me falling in love with the art, I call it art, of bodybuilding. Because at the time, I looked at the human body as a work of art. It was like a statue. And I wanted to build it, and I wanted to sculpt it, and I wanted to do some different things and see just how nice and symmetrical and beautiful and full of muscle that I could make myself. And I worked out super hard, not always smart. I lifted way too heavy and did crazy things, and ate a ton of food and put on a lot of size over the next 3 or 4 years. When I left university to come home to get married, but that's another video altogether, I decided to enter my first bodybuilding contest as a junior. I was only 19 or 19, and I won the heavyweight and overall junior title, Mr. New Brunswick. And from that moment on, and then I met my ex-wife now, my wife at the time, Monique, who was Miss Moncton. And together we went on to capture the couples title at the Atlantic Championships. I was in the light heavyweight senior division and finished second in that competition, while Monique went on to win everything, including Miss Canada that same year. But we were in it. We owned a gym. We wrote a book. We opened up a company called Metamorphosis, helping people transform their bodies. Eventually that turned into a giant gym in Dieppe. That was short-lived. It was open for about a year. It was an all-women's gym. It was way ahead of its time. 8,000 square. It was huge all-women's, all-ladies gym with a daycare and a physiotherapist, and just the whole thing. It was an amazing gym. And then we opened a company called Healthier for Life, and that was when we first really kind of the health and nutrition and weight loss industry just was kind of exploding at the time, and the timing was perfect. We had 3,000 clients at one point, three locations, and we were just cruising, but we were burnt out. We totally got burnt out. During that time, I traveled to Tijuana, Mexico, to a place called the Oasis of Hope, a holistic healing hospital, where I studied and researched for 30-some days while I was there with some of the leading holistic nutritionists on the planet at the time, Dr. George Malcolmus, Dr. Lorraine Day. There was a number of them. And I learned so much about nutrition and so much about organic nutrition and holistic nutrition and just all the stuff that's the big rage today. I learned about that in 1999 and came home and tried to start it, and nobody would listen to me because nobody cared. No one understood it at all, and I kind of looked like a raving lunatic, to be perfectly honest with you. And so, don't eat the chickens, don't eat the chickens, don't eat free-range chickens, and people were like, what? Give me some KFC. So it was fun, interesting times, and also opening a nutrition weight loss business at that point, we were number two, the second highest rate of morbid obesity in all of Canada. Newfoundland was number one at the time, and New Brunswick was number two, and eventually New Brunswick became number one. I'm not sure where we are now, number two or three. Anyways, the problem was people were very set in their ways, and there was just not a huge demand for what we were offering. Now, today, very different. And I have lived through 30 years of Atkins, keto, paleo, fit your macros, and everything else under the sun, every shake known to man. They've come and they've gone, and they've come and they've gone, and they've come and they've gone, and they've wrecked people's health along the way. What I have been preaching from day one, and you don't need a degree to know this. And before I go any further, I am not a dietitian. I'm not a registered dietitian. I do have some very good registered dietitians that work for me. I've just done probably more research than most when it comes to nutrition. I did have a sports nutrition diploma. I did have a CanFit Pro certification. I did get a certificate from Vanderbilt College for nutrition. Like, I've done a lot of research, a lot of study, but mostly I've gone to the common sense approach. And I figured out along the way, after helping thousands of people, and I have helped thousands of people over the years, that the only thing that works long-term, the only thing that is sustainable, the only thing that will work for weight loss that is sustainable and healthy, because I always tell people, what is the sense of losing weight if you're wrecking your health while you're doing it, is balanced nutrition. Now, what do I mean when I say balanced nutrition? Because a lot of people still are confused by that. I mean, there's commercials that tell people that protein gives you energy. Drink the milk, protein gives you energy. What they're not telling people is there is stuff in that bottle of skim milk, there is stuff in that chocolate milk that gives you energy. It's called sugar, the number one ingredient in skim milk and in chocolate milk. Sugar, cow's milk. Don't even get me started on milk. Anyhow, it's not the protein. Protein does not give you energy. Protein builds and repairs. It helps you to build muscle, helps you repair your bones and your nails and your hair and your teeth. It does all kinds of repairing and building. Carbohydrates are what give you energy. Fats also give you energy. It's just a little bit slower burn. It's just a little bit it's a long-term kind of energy. Now, when I say balanced nutrition, I mean every human on earth needs carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Now, I'm not even going to get into the debate about where you get those from. I'm not even going to get into a debate about what source of protein is best. Is it meat protein? Is it from grains? Is it from rice? Is it from quinoa? Is it from plant sources? It doesn't matter. Get the protein in. Make sure you get a balanced protein in. Make sure you get all the amino acids in. What I mean by that is just use some variety. If you're going to go on a plant-based diet and want you to get all your protein in, get some beans, get some legumes, get some quinoa, get some lentils, did I say lentils already? Rice, get pumpkin seeds. Get things that have protein in them. Good quality protein. Don't just buy a protein powder that's got pea protein in it, because for the most part, it's basically useless. For most people, I don't like to make blanket statements. Protein, generally, in my world, when I talk about protein and the protein that I eat. Now, again, I'm not judging anybody else who eats differently. I'm just going to tell you what I eat for protein. And if you want to listen to me and follow what I eat, that's up to you. That's fine. I don't mind. But what I eat for protein as a general rule is eggs. I eat a lot of eggs. Now, just to show you how this industry can change and it's ever evolving. A few years back, eggs were considered evil. They were evil. Don't eat the eggs. Cholesterol in them will kill you. They cause high blood pressure and they give you heart attacks. Don't eat the eggs, don't eat the eggs, don't eat the eggs. And people stopped eating eggs. New research recently, we find out that the egg yolk actually has really good cholesterol in it. In fact, it's the cholesterol we want in our bodies, and it helps to fight the bad cholesterol. So we actually want that in our bodies. So I eat whole eggs on a regular basis. Those of you that, just sidebar, those of you that are having trouble sleeping at night, I would suggest that for the next week or two, you eat a whole egg omelet every single night before you go to bed. I mean, half an hour before you go to bed, an hour before you go to bed. A whole egg omelet. Take 3 whole eggs, make a little omelet for yourself, eat that bad boy, go to bed. Tell me in a week or two if you're not sleeping better. The fat slows metabolism, slows digestion. I'm sorry, we don't talk about metabolism. Fat slows digestion, and the proteins are building and repairing. There's no carbs in there, so you don't need to burn that off. Your body's not asking, what am I gonna do with this energy source? A lot of people are like, well, I have a protein drink before I go to bed, and I put fruit in it. Fruit is a carbohydrate, a fast-acting carbohydrate. Your body wants to burn that off. Crackers, carbohydrate. Toast, carbohydrate. Fruit, carbohydrate. Salad, carbohydrate. All those things are carbohydrates. Don't eat those things before you go to bed. Don't eat cereal before you go to bed. Don't do it. Eat protein and a healthy fat. Greek yogurt works. Greek yogurt can work. For full fat Greek yogurt can work for sure with some almonds, with some protein powder. A good weight isolate protein powder would be my choice. So eggs are one of my go-tos. Whey protein isolate is another one of the things that I eat put in my drinks. I put in my yogurt. I have it on a regular basis, my protein pancakes. I do eat steak. I do eat ground beef. I do eat roast. I do eat lean pork, all hormone free. I will eat fish. I'll eat shrimp. I had shrimp tonight, shrimp and rice. It was fantastic. Shrimp, tuna every once in a while. I don't get a lot of dairy. And if I do have dairy, I'll have 1 ounce of cheese. That's it. 1 ounce of cheese in my omelet is pretty much the limit to my dairy. I don't eat any other dairy. I don't drink any other dairy. And guess what? My calcium is absolutely just fine because I get it from other sources like spinach and there's all kinds of greens that have more calcium in it than milk. But again, don't get me started on the milk. That's my protein sources for the most part. There's probably some more that I'm forgetting about, but those are the main protein sources. My main carbohydrate sources. And my carbohydrates are designed to help me have energy, help with brain function. It helps me have energy to get through the day. It helps me have energy to do my workouts, to do my cardio, to do my weight training, to do all great stuff that I love to do. My main sources of carbohydrates are oatmeal. That's one of them for sure. I do eat fruit. I don't eat a ton of fruit, but I eat fruit every single day. I usually will have 1, sometimes 2. Sometimes I eat 2 bananas. Oh, no way. Yes, sometimes I eat 2 bananas. And at 50 years of age, I literally was at 7% body fat recently and very, very lean and very in shape and very, very healthy. All my, everything from a health standpoint, blood work's perfect. 2 bananas. Yep, 2 bananas. Sometimes I'll eat plums. Sometimes I'll eat grapes. Sometimes I'll eat apples. Generally, I eat frozen blueberries and frozen strawberries. You've probably seen them in some of my videos with my protein pancake. I will eat white potatoes as often as I possibly can because I love them in the active fry. So I'll have white potatoes with a little bit of coconut oil or the other, whatever, a good quality oil. So I'll put that in the active fry. I'll put cut up the white potatoes, put them in there, and they make delicious French fries. Olive oil is another good choice. Olive oil, perfect. Sometimes I'll have sweet potatoes. If it suits me. There are more vitamins in sweet potatoes, but from a glycemic index, white potatoes are fine. White potatoes are just as good for you as a sweet potato from a glycemic index, from a carbohydrate standpoint. So I'll have that. I eat basmati rice almost every single day. I will have some vegetables. I eat green baby spinach. I eat asparagus. I have cucumber. I have celery. I'll have some baby carrots. That's pretty much it for my carbohydrate sources. For my fats, I will eat really healthy organic seeds and nuts. I love pumpkin seeds because they are loaded with protein, good quality protein. I'll eat quinoa too. That's another protein carb source. I will eat from good fat coconut oil, olive oil. Every once in a while, I'll have a little bit of butter on popcorn if I crave it, if I want it, because there's nothing wrong with that. I also get my fats from my egg yolks, of course. And seeds, nuts. I make a mix. I take a mix and I put sunflower seeds, I put some pumpkin seeds, and then I'll put some cashews, and I'll put them on a cookie sheet, and I'll spray them, and then I'll put them in the oven, and I'll let them bake for a little bit, and then I'll take them out, put them in baggies, and then I have, I take 1 ounce, and it's absolutely delicious. Now, obviously, I get fat from my chicken. I didn't even mention chicken breast. I eat my chicken breast. I eat a lot of chicken breast. I eat a lot of chicken. I take chicken breast and I use it I buy the bone-in skin on. You know why? Because it's cheaper. And I cook it like that on the barbecue. Then I take the skin off. And yes, some of the fat gets absorbed into the chicken, but it gives it some flavor. Don't really care. Unless you want to be shredded for a bodybuilding competition, then there's no need to worry about the little tiny bit of fat that gets leached into your chicken breast. It's still good. Eat it. And that's about it. That literally is, when it comes to nutrition, we tend to overthink it. Carbohydrates, potatoes, rice, sweet potatoes, get your oatmeal in you, get your fruit, get your vegetables, get all that good stuff into your protein sources, meat, chicken, of course, fish. Get your protein from, there is a little bit of protein in cheese, but not a lot. Get your protein from your eggs, protein powder, whey isolate. From the fats, like I said, the yolk, the nuts, the seeds, the good healthy oils. A lot of people are confused about this, and I guess what I would suggest for anyone that's starting this process, the first thing I would do is I would download MyFitnessPal, and I would put in MyFitnessPal every single thing you put in your face. I had a guy call me the other day or message me the other day, and we chatted about his diet. I looked at his diet. He told me what he was eating, and I did the calculations, and he was eating 1,600 calories. And 60% of it came from fat, 20% came from protein, 20% came from carbs. And I asked him why, and he had no clue. He read it somewhere or saw somebody else do it. This is a 260-pound man, 1,600 calories, with 60% of his diet coming from fat. Again, I know there's people that are on this keto kick. That's not keto, by the way. If being on keto, you don't get 20% from carbs. That takes you out of keto. So it's not even that. I don't even know what it is. It's just a lot of fat. And again, especially in an environment like we're in right now, we need to increase our protein when we're stuck at home, decrease our fat, keep our carbohydrates moderate depending on what you're doing at home for workout. Here's the other thing about nutrition. Everybody's a little bit different. Everyone has goals. Everyone has different goals. Everyone's different metabolisms. Everyone has different backgrounds. So I think we need to be careful, and we need to have a little more empathy for people that are following a plan that they want, that they think will help them. My only issue, I have no problem with people trying keto. I have no problem with people trying paleo. I have no problem with people trying any nutrition plan on the planet. What I have a problem with is it's wrecking their health sometimes. Do your research. Is it sustainable? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. If this is not a diet that you can be on for the rest of your life, then you shouldn't go on it in the first place. If you're going on a diet to lose 20 pounds and you hate the diet and it's not sustainable and you're miserable and you're wrecking your health doing it, but you lose the 20 pounds, it's not worth it. Because guess what? Eventually you're going to stop and you're going to gain all that weight back and more. And it will all be for nothing. And that is hard on your body. Ask yourself this question. Is the diet that I'm on sustainable for the rest of my life? If it is, stay on it. Tweak it, fine tune it, have some fun with it, do some different things like I do. If it's not, get off it. Start with balance. Download the MyFitnessPal. Put every single thing you put in your face in there. Everything, because it all matters. That mocha chocolate that you got from Starbucks, guess what? That's got about 450, 500 calories, maybe more. Could have 1,000 calories depending on what you get, that unicorn thing. But put it all in MyFitnessPal. Be honest with yourself. Put it in there. And then check out the nutrition breakdown. Check out how many calories, how many carbs, how many protein, how many fat. That's a good way to start. That's a good way to start monitoring yourself. Then once you get to that point, you slowly, and again, I will say this, if your goal is to simply lose weight, all you gotta do is take in less calories. That's it. It's very simple. It doesn't matter what you eat. Take in less calories than you burn and you will lose weight. Again, is that the only goal, or do you want to be healthier? Why do you want to lose weight? Most people want to lose weight because they want to have more energy. They want to feel better. They want to look better. They want to be stronger. You can't do that if you're on a diet that wrecks your health. Point blank, done and done. So this may sound a little bit like a rant. It's not. I love you all. I love you all. And I thank you for tuning in, and I thank you for subscribing. I'm here to help, and I really want to help you. If you have questions, by all means, I'm giving this away right now. I'm not charging anybody for this. If you've got questions, specific questions about nutrition, send me an email, jasoncapson@gmail.com. Check out the links below. There's all kinds of offers and different things down there. Check out my book. Buy my book from Audible. Go on there, click on that link, buy the book, and listen to the book because you got lots of time right now. You got more time. Listen to the book. It's a good book. I really mean that. And I wouldn't steer you wrong. But if you want a program, reach out to me. I can help you. If you want a custom program, I can help you. If you've got questions about nutrition, about fitness, about exercise, about anything, fire me off an email. I'll be happy to answer any and all questions. Send me a comment. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the little bell thing, and please share this with as many people as you possibly can. My mission in life is to change as many people as I possibly can to help people become the best version of themselves. Thank you so much. Coach Jason Capson. Take care, guys.